Okay, so because I had a few people who couldn't come today. So we've got our time, our temperature, and our speed, similar to every single Thermomix. Then we have our functions, and this one has a bunch, which is fantastic. And then on this screen, we have our Cookidoo. So you can search in Cookidoo. I'll see when we've got a bit of time later. I'll do a few things. But what I've actually done tonight is I have saved all of the recipes into my week. So I've got the chicken teriyaki, the beetroot salad, and the toffees. So all I'm going to do is press on the toffees. Hopefully everyone can see all my screens. Now you can choose start cooking, but also as you scroll down, you can actually see all of the details for our recipe, nutrition, utensils, hints and tricks. Now, something to note that if, say, you have a recipe that has 3 steps, so make the base, make the filling, make the topping, you can actually scroll down, and if all you wanted to do is make the topping, if you can see when I actually press on this, it actually highlights. If I pressed on that fully, it would take me straight to the stage that I wanted within that recipe, which is pretty cool. Because there's lots of recipes where you might just make the base and do a topping of something else. So I love that bit. All right, no chats. Okay, so caramel toffees, start cooking. Now, this is our sugar stages. Sugar stages is done within recipes from Cookidoo. So Cookidoo has 70-odd thousand recipes from all over the world, and you have access to all of them, and I'll talk through a few things about that. With sugar stages, you need to have the exact quantity. So I'm a bit of a follow a recipe, chuck it in. But with this one, we need the exact quantity because it will, it can tell that it doesn't have the right quantity and it won't cook. Because it's sugar stages, it's going to heat and change the actual sugar itself. It needs to be exact. So recipes should be cooked immediately after placing the ingredients in. Okay, line of baking tray. So I have done that. A little bit bigger than it asked, but we'll be fine. Adapt and overcome. All right. If everyone can mute, please. Cool. Okay, so the TM6 actually does weights in 1 gram increments, which is pretty cool because the 31, so I've actually owned a 21, a 31, a 5, and a 6. So I've seen and used all of the machines that have been sold in Australia. So it's 1 gram increments all the way up to 3 kilos. Then you can tear it, which is 0 it, and do another 3 kilos. But personally, I can't think of anything that's 6 kilos that will go in. Okay, so 315. You'll find yourself after a while being very excited when you get exact numbers, especially with liquid. There we go, 315, 314. All right, 1 gram's not going to matter. Then we have got 30 grams of water. So let's be very careful with this one. 32, it'll be fine. Okay, 250 grams of whipping cream. So I usually use the Harvey Fresh or the Browns, which is both WA brands. Just submitting somebody. Okay, this one's super thick today. All right, so we'll go to 250. So you can see how I'm concentrating because I normally just throw things in willy-nilly. 9. Yep, that'll do. Lovely. Okay. And then 80 grams of butter. So I've just taken that out of the fridge. $79. Perfect. 80. A teaspoon of lemon juice. Teaspoons. So I took the pips out before, so I wouldn't make a complete disaster. 1 to 2 teaspoons of natural vanilla extract. That was my favorite. If you're going to have vanilla, we're going to go the full hog with the bean paste. And we want lots of vanilla. Okay, place a splash guard. So with the TM6, we have a new item. So when you're using sugar stages or max heat, I'll bring it up close so that you can see it. So this is our splash guard. It stops the oil because we're going to 160 degrees when we use max heat. That's our new safety feature. All you do is pop it on top, press done, and when it starts, it'll lock the splash guard on top. Now, 25 minutes max, so it doesn't actually tell you the temperature because it's got its own sense in there. And then when you see a recipe that has a different, it has a picture rather than a 0 to 10 of your speed, that's a function. So you're using a function, all you need to do is turn that one click and away it goes. So it's not actually not going to start counting down until it heats up. So see how it's still 25 degrees. Now once it gets to 37 degrees, the bowl itself, it will start going around the max with a red line. You'll see it in a minute. And then once it gets above 60 degrees, the green lights turn red. So then you've got another safety feature. There we go. So it's green. And with the sugar stages and the max heat that I'm also going to show you, the blades will stop at certain points and then just heat up from the bottom. Is the above meant you, no. The above view is going to be for our beetroot. I had to choose one. What am I making? I am making caramel toffees. Okay, so we've got over 60 degrees. It's still not started counting down yet, but that's okay. We'll get to that. Then I'm going to move over to this Thermomix. We'll wait for a minute. How's everyone going? Good. Nearly there. It'll start counting down in a minute, and then it will tell me that it's done when it's finished. All right, so then we're going to move over to this one. If I can get it to sit still. There we go. Okay, so then I'm going to do, we're going to look at our functions now. So we've got scales, we've got dough, turbo. So a lot of these though you'll use within the recipes. It's not until you get super confident and just want to use the function itself, although you will use the pre-clean, the scales a lot. Now, egg boiler, amazing. It gives you instructions here to place 2 to 6 eggs from the fridge in the bottom of the bowl, then pour in up to 1 litre of water, and then choose how you want your eggs, and then walk away, and it'll give you a yell when it's done. So that's a fantastic one. And then we just deselect the function. So I am going to show you today. So we've got fermentation, slow cook, sous vide. And with the slow cook and sous vide, we actually use our peeler and blade cutter. So I'm going to take that off. So I'm going to pop this on. I'm holding it that way. There we go. And it's on there so everyone can see. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so each of the functions actually has instructions. You can actually hide it once you get used to the instructions, or you can read it each time. So peel and scrub, yep. Add 600 grams of water to the mixing bowl and a maximum of 800 grams of raw root vegetable. So I'm going to go back to my scales. I'm going to put 600 grams in. Oh, I can smell that caramel already. Sorry about that. Okay, back to peeler. Okay, and then 800 grams of root vegetables, and then 4 minutes. So let me just grab my beetroot. I didn't bother washing it or anything. I'm back, put our scales on. So it's up to 800 grams. I'm just going to do 369, so that's all right. Everyone can see that. Okay. Back to a peeler. 4 minutes. Those instructions. So I'm actually going to put it down to 3 because I know that beetroot has like a softer skin. It's not going to take as much, but you can just do 4. It's not like it's going to make it tiny. All right, and then we'll turn selector to start. Away we go. Right. Has anyone got any questions about the machine? Yeah. Well, that's so that you can see the screen itself. Can you see the machine? All right, let's go back. What's that? All right, you're still able to hear me? That'll be my dog. Going. Can you still hear me talking, even though the machine's going? I am going to, let's go to Google Chrome. So I open your screen. What's going on? Dog's going, machine's going, it's all going on. Okay, so you have Cookidoo on as an app. There we go. Now, Cookidoo is an app. Cookidoo has a website. And then Cookidoo also on our phone itself. There are different reasons to use each of the things. I'll just click on that. Let's wait 50 seconds. You can hear me. All right. Hey. All right. I'm home alone, so the dog thinks he's trying to save me. My family came home. All right. So with the TM6 as well, you just push the button to stop the chiming. All right. Let's look at this. There is our beetroot. It's not quite as much light there, so I will turn it. How does that look? That looks pretty good. So then I am going to pour it out. Yep, it's fully peeled. Pour it out into that. And then I'm going to show you. Right. So then there's just the peel at the bottom there and a bit of muck. Let's bring that back up. I'm trying to challenge myself not to get pink fingers today. All right, let's pop that back in there. And then that's our water from there. And I'll cut that up in a second and make our salad. All right. Okay. So if we come back to our sugar stages, you can see that. All right, so it's actually counting down now. And the blades aren't moving. I can hear that the blades are not moving. So it's just heating. And doing the sugar, I'll just get the beetroot off my thing. All right, what I'm going to start is I'm going to come off our peeler, and then start our next dish, which is, another cool thing, sorry. So you've got time, temperature, and you just press and hold the circle to make the time go away. And the same, you've got your blade there and you've got your reverse there. So when you're doing things, so if a lot of you have already had a TM31, you're quite happy doing a lot of things manually. So you can still do that. You've got every opportunity to do that, and that is fine. All right, so let's do our quick dish. We have got chicken teriyaki. So same thing. You can see the prep, the ingredients, see how it highlights. So if it had a step, say 3 steps where you had a base, a middle, and a topping, and I just wanted to make the topping, you could actually just click on where it is. All right, start cooking. 10 grams of olive oil. Everyone see that? 12, close enough. Next, so 250 grams of skinless, boneless thighs. So 266, close enough. Okay, place the splash guard. So I'm just going to need to get another splash guard out. I'll pop on the top. Done. Okay, so 5 minutes. It's going to go to max heat, and then the 3 wavy symbols is your max heat function. So all I need to do is that, and away it goes. So it'll stir a little, and then it'll stop, and it'll heat from the base, and then every so often it'll stir, but it's super quick. So we'll just do that, and then I will come back to my Cookidoo share. Is everyone all right? Bit weird sitting here in silence. Come off mute if you need to talk, please. Okay, so we've got our Cookidoo. I open it in Chrome because I know that it will actually translate for me in Chrome because I like to do adventures with other recipes. But the big thing with your opening it in the app, that's where you can do all your, you know, make your collections, all that sort of stuff. And you can do my week. So I've got my week. I've put the recipes there, and you can see the shopping list here. You can actually order ingredients and it goes straight to Woolworths, which is fantastic. And you can order online for pickup or delivery. And what you actually do, so I will show ingredients here. Yeah, actually does. So I've already got cooking oil, so I'm going to take that off. I've got honey, so I'm going to take that off. And they just disappear. And then you can add in the website, you can actually add additional things like toilet roll, wine, all that sort of stuff. And it will come up on when you order via Woolworths. Okay, so we're going to explore though. So we've actually got featured, for you, and themes. So when you actually come up here and look at your profile, you can decide what kind of cooking style you've got and what kind of chef you are. And you can change that anytime. And then with the filter preferences, I put down all Thermomix versions because with the 6 you can cook all the different every version. I changed the language to English because when you actually log in for the first time, it just gives you the 3,000 recipes so far of Australia. So when you change it to English and country all, what you actually do when you come here and I hit search, I've actually got 9,500 results. So there's lots more out there that I can look at. So I am going to type in, let's say, carrot. Okay, so we've got 1,000 results. Let's filter that down now a little bit more. Let's make our pasta and rice dishes, main dishes, meat. So you can do all the categories, whichever category you like. Ingredients, I am going to put, let's put salt. And then tags, so you can do dinner, main course, but you can also do things like keto, gluten-free. Let's have a look. Contains gluten or gluten-free. Let's go gluten-free. Then you can decide your difficulty, your prep time, your total time, your portions, stars. Now, I'm not big on the stars because I know that I like what I like. And then I've got English, which gives me Australia, Canada, Iceland, Malaysia, all of those countries. So let's look at the 32 results. And here we go. Now you can see that we've got rice salad here twice. When you actually open that recipe up, you can actually go to the bottom, scroll to the bottom and see what cookbook it's from. So that's the Australian cookbook. And this one is from International. All right, so I normally choose the Australian one, usually. So, yeah, rice salad with the eggs and tuna. So tuna fish, I am guessing, is American or Canadian. No, Switzerland. There you go. All right, let's go back and search again. Get rid of our filters, except for English. Okay. All right, hang on. Let's just stop share. Okay, right. So then we go next. Using tongs, transfer the chicken into a thermal serving bowl. So I, of course, have got my oval thermo server. I'm sure if you guys have owned before, you'll have lots of thermo servers in all different sizes. Let's get some tongs out. Oh, I don't have tongs. That's all right. I'll just grab some. Okay. Right, can you see that? And I'll tip it because we've got the light there. Okay. Retaining any juices in the bowl. So when you use max heat, there's you're going to have caramelizing on the bottom. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. So, but in the end, if you have a lot of caramelizing on the bottom, at the end of the day, you can either scrape it off, or I find that using bicarb soda, I just do a little paste, bicarb, a little bit of water, and then scrub it off and cover to keep warm. All right, next, scrape the base of the bowl well. Our spatula to loosen that caramelization. Always be nicer to be a little bit taller. That's all right. I always tap on the inside. Next, so 30 grams of shallots. So cut into slices. So I've just made them small. 20, 30-ish. So next, 100 grams of red capsicum. So I've got red and yellow because we made pizzas yesterday. There we go, close enough. All right, 50 grams of carrot. Just one back here. In matchsticks. 30 grams of snow peas. So this one is super quick. Super quick. 120 grams of broccoli. Yeah, close enough. 20 grams of olive oil. Actually, whoops. Let's chuck in, because I haven't got as much broccoli. Chuck in a little bit more of the other veg. Two grams, place a splash guard. I'm going to do max heat again. Done. Another 5 minutes. Okay, let's leave that there. So 5 minutes on that, 8 minutes on the other. I will share screen again, because a lot of what the Thermomix is all about is the Cookidoo and what you can do with the Cookidoo. So I showed you the filters. Let's go back to explore, because on the front page, so the front page looks the same no matter whether you're using the machine, the app, or the website. So the website is fantastic for when you're 6 months free subscription ceases, you go to the website to then re-register. And there's so much to look at. There's videos, there's suggestions for you. Now, most cooked, the fun part is the first couple of days of the week, although not so much this week, is usually cocktails, because people have cooked cocktails on the weekend, except for I've realized Father's Day, there's not so many cocktails. All right, so we've got featured, latest recipes, and then we've got for you. So I chose the Chefy Cook. So they've handpicked a few things that I might want to try. Everyday recipes, bit of wow factor there. And then we've got themes as well. So eat green, abundance of berries, tips, all that sort of stuff. Then you can also, when you search Cookidoo, let's hit search. What we have here is we have recipes. So there's 9,500 recipes in English. Then we can go to collections. I am just going to add the filter of Australia because it's showing me all the different ones. So what a collection is it can either be a small cookbook of 7 to 10 recipes, or it can be a big proper cookbook. And you can tell a proper cookbook by the Thermomix circle there. So we've got our new pizza oven one. I got my pizza oven the other day. So that only has 10 recipes in that one. But then if we go back and we look at our Thermomix creating something incredible, this one has 92 recipes. So you can either search by recipe or by cookbook. And what you can do, I am going to type in slow cook, because I want to look at all the slow cook and blade cover meals that I can, this is not all of them, but these are some of the collections that you can do. So then go back, and then as well as that, we have articles. So there's just so much to look at. Don't get overwhelmed, but let me scroll down. There's a really cool one. Oh, all that chocolate. All right, let's have a look at that one. So dark chocolate, there's describing, melting the chocolate, tempering it, and then hints and tips. There's a great one about mushrooms that I really love. That one's fantastic. The other thing too, let's go back to recipes. I know I'm going to take Australia and English off, and now we have 78,000 recipes. So I'm actually going to type in again. So obviously a lot of English. The simplified Chinese obviously is a symbol, not a word. I am actually going to filter for, let's have a look at French. 9 results. Okay, so there's one that's actually in French. And because I've opened it in Chrome, I can click on always translate French, and there we go, stuffed peppers. Now, if you then wanted to cook the recipe on your Thermomix, you just hold your phone over the screen with Google Translate open, with the app open. All right, so we're nearly finished with, I'll just stop sharing for a minute, seeing if anyone's got any questions. Oh, okay, how's everyone going? Okay, so then next, transfer into thermal serving bowl with the chicken and cover to keep warm. These are beautiful. Where did you find Translate? So long as you open Google Chrome, open that website in Google Chrome, it will actually translate automatically for you. And then I'll show you the app in a minute and how you hold it over the screen. So see how that has a little bit of caramelization on the bottom, it'll probably come off in the next round, and then I will, if it doesn't, I'll just use bicarb. Okay, so pop that on. And next, scrape the bowl well. Right, and it will deglaze, it says, so there shouldn't actually be any caramelization at the end. Do not clean mixing bowl. We love that one. Always love that one. Okay, 10 grams of ginger. 12, close enough. 10 grams of garlic cloves or more. Next, insert measuring cup. Next, so because it's over 80 degrees, okay, because it's over 60 degrees, there's a safety feature, which, did you hear how it actually went slow? And then as it's sped up to speed, then it started counting down. Now with the recipes, you can actually go backwards and forwards. So if you weren't happy with how it chopped, or you want to do something different, so say the chicken, if you wanted to make this a bigger meal, you could actually cook the first lot of 250 grams of chicken, go back and do it again. So even though you're following a recipe on the screen, you are actually in control still. Okay, so next, scrape down the sides. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I always scrape around because I get more bang for my buck. There we go. Next, 70 grams of tamari. I am just going to watch. Next, 30 grams of honey. I'm actually going to stop for a second because I want to deal with the caramel straight away. Once it stops. So I've put a big wooden board underneath so that it protects my bench. There we go. It's only got a few seconds to go. A little bit skewered. Okay, so next, transfer the caramel immediately onto the baking tray using the spatula. So especially when you're doing honeycomb as well, you definitely want to, what's that? Spatula, yep. When you're making honeycomb or your lollipops, you don't want it to get solidified too quick. Now I've made these caramels before, and it actually says wrap them in baking paper once it's cooled. You cut it. But then what you need to do, because they're so yummy, is you do need to put them in a box, in a cupboard in the back. Otherwise, you're going to eat them all in about 5 minutes. Okay. So see how that's already firming up? Okay. Okay, caramel, allow the caramel to cool for 5 minutes. So it also says scrape off the lid so that we can put the lid back on, because we actually have an automated cleaning function now as well. All right, allow it to cool for 5 minutes and then put salt or whatever you like on it. So I'm just going to show you the start of our cleaning function. So liter of water. Ish. I'll just get Steve. Can you just chuck a little bit more water in there? My sous chef on the other side. Oh, hang on. Okay, she's telling me it's about to go flat. That's all right. Okay. It's about that anyway. And then 50 grams of vinegar. I had vinegar. All right. Oh, there it is, right next to me. So 66, close enough. Right, insert measuring cup into the bowl. And then all you do is, we have our clean. And so that's one of the functions. I'm going to put that on there. And then all we do is go like that, and it will clean itself. Just clean that. So that's just going to be 5 minutes. So it can actually sense how dirty it is. And when you actually do functions, so I'll stop. I'll go next. Allow caramel to cool for 35 minutes. Cut while still warm. Allow them to cool and then individually wrap. Then next, store in a sealable container. So there's a picture at the start of every recipe and a picture at the end of every recipe to show you what things should look like. Oh, hang on, can't see the picture. My small iPhone's not sitting still. Okay, so then finish. Or what you can do is come to the pre-clean here and then choose, so same thing, liter of water, 50 grams of vinegar, and then you choose dough, universal, fat or caramel or browning, which is pretty cool. Oh, help you eat. So I'm actually in Applecross. If you'd like to pop over to eat. All right, so we'll take the pre-clean off because I'm going to do our thing. How are we going for time? 7:46. All right, nearly there. Let's come back. Oh, yes, we're going to enjoy that, honey. Can you I'll grab that? Oh. Yummy. Okay. So 30 grams of honey. So we're just finishing off our teriyaki chicken. Let's bring that back over here. You can see that. Grams of honey. So 2 teaspoons of gluten-free flour. So you'll find that the actual home brand flour is the one that's gluten-free, which is weird. So I know 2 teaspoons is half a spoon. So I've spread that around the sides so it doesn't sit on the top of the blades. Next, 2 teaspoons of water. Right, there we go. Same thing. About that. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl. Next, so 3 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 4. All right. Okay, so do we want to go back and look at, I'll share the screen again. Actually, no, what I will do is I will show you. Okay, so hang on, I'll go back to share screen. Okay, so there was our, in Chrome, it has translated the French recipe. And then I can make that cook today, add to a collection. So these ones you can add to collection, add to my week, add to shopping list. and then add to created recipes. Let me show you the most amazing thing that Cookidoo has just started to do. So let's go to my recipes. So I've got a bunch here that I have created collections. I've done all in one. So when you find that there's so many recipes, I like to put them in collections when I find them, because otherwise then I'll forget what I was looking at and what I really wanted to make. So one day I had a lot of broccoli, so I got a little crazy on the broccoli. I highly recommend the Bang Bang broccoli. And the broccoli burgers, which is amazing. All right, so let's go back. So creative, so go back to collections. I am going to go to created recipes. This is the new fun part. I can press on here and import a recipe from the recipe community. So everybody with their TM31 and their TM5 has been using the recipe community for 15 years now. And now you can bring it in to Cookidoo. So you import the recipe, and then, so I've got these Anzac biscuits, the pie, and the casserole are 3 that I actually created when I was first a consultant in 2014. So when you actually bring it in, it brings the photo over. Now, it also brings it across as a big clump. So then what you need to do is come down and edit it. So we're going to edit. So I'm going to add curry powder, and then I'm going to hit return. So we go back to curry powder, but I am going to click on teaspoon of curry powder and then delete that. And then saute is our next step. And how I'm going to do that is I've actually chosen the 4 minutes, 100 degrees speed 1. Let's go back to there. Hush for a second. So saute, so it was 100 degrees, 4 minutes, and speed 1. And you can also then choose reverse and all that sort of stuff. Then once you've finished changing it, delete, confirm. So then I'll show you the one that I've done before, which is the pie. So I've done all the preparation steps and separated them out, and I've got my ingredients there. And then what I will do is I will stop share and I will show you. Okay, right. So we've finished this. Pour sauce over the reserved chicken and vegetables, and stir to combine. Wow. That looks good. Okay. Okay. There we go. Pop that up there. I've stirred it. And how good does that look? And that took almost no time at all. And I've done the caramels and peeled the beetroot as well. Hang on. There's garlic on there. Absolutely no way I'm gonna not have that. All right. So then what I'm gonna do is I will just, because I'm sure most of you have done the beetroot salad before. So with our last couple of minutes, what I will do is turn this around. Can you see that? So sprinkle with sesame seeds, garnish with coriander, and I've got those. I'll do that in a minute. and then finish. Okay, so I've done that creating of my recipes. I want to show you how it looks on the TM6 screen. So on the TM5, you can actually do the creative recipes on the app and the website, but you cannot transfer them to the TM5. The technology just isn't there, but you could put your Cookidoo app next to you on your tablet or your laptop. Okay, so I am going to go to my recipes. We can see that. I'll just hold it so we can see a little bit better. It's a little bit glary. How's that? Okay, and I've got created recipes. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see those recipes that I've done. Now, I've actually also brought in the creamy tomato and salami fettuccine, which is one that I have made in every model of Thermomix, but I've actually changed the recipe up. So I want to go in there later on. I've just saved it to there and actually adjust it so it actually is my recipe, and then I can follow along on the screen with the changes that I've made, even though it's a Cookidoo recipe. All right, let's go to our chicken, bacon, and leek pie. And how it comes up on the screen is this. So there we have it. Same thing, we've got our steps and our ingredients. Everyone can see that. And then start cooking. So enjoy you cooking your own recipe. So 1 clove of garlic, that's fine. 1 large leek, 1 onion. Let's find something. So 4 seconds, speed 5. So then what I do, why is it? Oh, there we go. Hopefully that it'll survive just long enough. So I will press on our little thing here, and it actually brings it up. 4 seconds, speed 5, shows you where 5 is, just like a normal recipe. Then when you're finished, then you go next, 25 grams of olive oil. You press on the scales, it shows you that you need 25 grams of oil, and it brings the scales up. So it is really close to a recipe. Let's show this again. 4 minutes, 100, speed 1. 4 minutes, 100, shows me where speed 1 is. All I need to do is turn it. So the only things you can't put in are functions like kneading and stuff like that. But I'm sure as time goes on, because this is just a new function that we can do, it'll just get better and better. Okay. All right. So does anybody have any questions? Let me just move the spotlights. And yeah, come off mute if you like, ask me questions. Or put them in the chat box. Please feel free. Anyone? Any questions? No?
Just the translate, Lisa. I'm still a little confused.
Yes. So, okay. So then if you open it in Chrome on your iPad or your laptop, it will translate for you. So you've got to open it in the website. You've got to open Cookidoo in the website. And then, let me see if I've got my other phone. Then when you actually bring it up to cook it on the screen, on your TM6, then you open up the Translate app. So you can either put it next to you and just follow off the app, follow off the website, the Cookidoo. Or what I do is I choose translate.
Okay.
And then I choose camera. And then you actually put the camera over the screen and it translates as you go along.
Okay. I don't know how we get web on the web. I don't understand whether it's Chrome or what it is that Jeff uses. I'll check that out with him.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, you got Safari and all those sorts of things, but if you open it in Chrome, that's the one that will translate for you.
Okay.
When you open the recipes.
Getting back to about my subscription, mine finishes in January next year, so I don't need to pay anything now to have it add features, but when it's due, I'll
No.
pay the 69.
Yeah.
And will
Yes.
everybody know?
So everybody will come, everybody from now that buys or from October will just be in the Cookidoo 3.0,
Right.
which has the created recipes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
yeah.
so that's $69 a year, which it's $1.33.
Yeah, I thought I had to pay that again. That's what I was questioning. Do I? No. So
No,
that's
no.
yeah.
No. Yeah.
Great.
You've only got to
Okay,
pay
thank you.
when you're
That answers that. Thank you.
Worries. Cool. All right. Thank you. And thanks everyone for coming along.
Lisa.
Did anybody else have any other questions? Comments? Feel free to email me. The email's in the registration that you had. If you had any further questions that you didn't want to ask now, let me know. I'll be doing another session probably on the weekend. So keep a lookout and I'll cook something different, probably honeycomb, because I love doing that, and maybe a couple of other different things. So I hope everybody got something from it and enjoyed it.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming along. Oh, ice cream. Ooh, yes, I need to. That's one of my things I need to do is ice cream. Yes, definitely. All right, cool. Anything else? Anyone? No? All righty, smack on 8 o'clock. That's fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. And get back in touch with your consultants and let them know how it went. Thank you. All righty, let me just finish recording.